Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your author, Mark, inviting you for another interesting YouTube discussion. Today's discussion we'll be talking about is the future of the U.S. dollar, because I was watching Fox Business Network yesterday, and one of the talk show hosts, I forget who, said that, or it might have been one of the guests, they said that Goldman Sachs has predicted a recession coming at the end of this spring or in the beginning of the summer. Well, this might be a valid prediction. It may not be, but most people do not understand where the next financial crisis will come from. Yes, because what I'm going to tell you right now is yes, we are way overdue for a recession, but it is here's where the recession is not going to come from. It's not going to come from the real estate market. It is not going to come from the inflation, although the inflation will have something to do with it. I'm going to explain to you in a minute. And it's not going to, the recession is not going to come from unemployment, where the economic and I can predict this, where the next economic crisis will come from, in my opinion, is from the U.S. dollar, from the U.S. currency, the U.S. dollar itself. Because first of all, let's have a look at it. The dollar itself in the world is losing its financial power because such nations as Russia, China, and Brazil, which they used to buy their goods and buy and sell their goods and services in U.S. dollar, they're gonna either switch to Bitcoin or they're gonna trade in Chinese yuan, which is the currency of China, because those nations such as China, Russia, India, and Brazil, they're what we call BRIC nations. And what's going to happen with those BRIC nations is they already did away with the U.S. dollar as their they are no longer using primarily the U.S. dollar as their what we call world reserve currency. Now, what I see now with all this turmoil with inflation and everything else that's going on in the world now, inflation, gas prices. Well, let's be clear. Yes, President Trump is trying to bring some of the prices of food and things like that down, some of the goods and services. But here's the deal, and I'm gonna say that yes, President Donald Trump did a good job with implementing tariffs. But like I said, the tariffs themselves implementing tariffs. It is a double-edged sword. It will help us in the long run by bringing some of the manufacturing back to America and all this other stuff. However, what we have to realize is, in reality, that other countries, uh, other countries that we used to import the goods and services from, can also file what we call a retaliatory tariffs. Now, and what that will practically lead to is basically economic warfare. Now, I am not a economist by trade at all, but I did have a semester of accounting. Uh, I did take a semester of accounting in college. So, I mean, when it comes to accounting itself, I mean, 2 plus 2, it still equals 4, ladies and gentlemen. And, and, um, you know, 0 plus 0 equals 0. Uh, so that's that. But here's the thing. Um, here's what, what may happen. Although, yes, we know that that our dollar itself is not backed up by gold. So that might be causing a economic problem. And then this inflation on top of that, it's still and that's going to add to the problem. But the the main economic problem, what I see is that the dollar in the United States itself, it's going to be, it might be replaced, ladies and gentlemen, it might be replaced by what we call Bitcoin or other form of digital currency. And here's the rub and the nub of this deal, that in order for them to implement this digital currency, yes, we're going to have an economic crisis, and that's gonna and the corporate of this crisis will be, and what's going to cause the process is the actual devaluation of the further devaluation of the U.S. dollar. Because as I was watching the Fox Business Network yesterday a little bit, what one of the talk show hosts said, it was on Varney and Company, that China and Russia are holding maneuvers on the Taiwan Straits. Now, is that going to be a part? Is this gonna be the cause of the collapse of the dollar? Not necessarily, but it's going to contribute to it. So what I'm going to predict now, ladies and gentlemen, is that yes, we are going to have an economic crisis, and it's going to be worse than 2008, but it is not going to happen in the real estate market. Now, the final topic I want to talk about is what we call the domino effect. Although, yes, this economic crisis is not going to have anything to, it's not going to originate in the what we call the real estate market, ladies and gentlemen, because it's all different now. It's not going to happen like it happened in 2008, but the crisis themselves, it will be worse than 2008, but it's not going to originate in the real estate market, but where it will real estate where this crisis might manifest itself is actually in the currency, when the actual dollar itself will cease to be a when the dollar stops being used as a as a world reserve currency. So what's going to happen? It's not going to happen in the mortgage industry again. It's not going to happen in the real estate market. But where it's going to happen is in the currency realm itself. So I'm going to say personally personally, I think yes, we're going to have a economic crisis worse than the 2008 crisis, but it where it's going to come from itself, and that's why it's going to make it worse, is because it's the crisis itself. It's going to originate in the currency market, not in the tangible market. So, uh, now I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I would like if you like this video, then you can comment down below. You can give me thumbs up. You can get in touch with me on Facebook. Um, you can actually say hello to me on Twitter. You can also reach me at on Instagram. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in my next YouTube video. Thank you very much.